I return. Alright, let's turn this music volume back on. And get back to the game. Ha ha ha. Alright. Gotta go down and talk to those boys. Red checks can be tried only once. Failed white checks can be retried by increasing the relevant skill. And is there anything else in this room? Not really. It's weird that this is two separate rooms. Yeah, they did not do a great job with this little subsection here. I feel like that all could have been one room. Oh well. Anything else? It's so funny how like candid people are with the police here, you know? Oh! I gotta equip my bag. I've probably been missing a ton of stuff here by not having that. I know I look like a hobo when I do this, but the money actually does matter. Okay. Because we're down to $5 and we need to have another 15 by tomorrow. Let's close our door for her. Let's go see if we can get into Kim's room. No, Kim's not going to let me in there. What was that? Yeah. Sorry there, Kim. Gotta see what this is. It's glowing orange. Empty cassette case. 50 cents. Okay, that's all. Back out, Kim. Gotta close that door. There used to be a tape in this case, but it was destroyed in a fit of rage. Something about Etenier's single smallest church of Saint Sans must have been rubbed someone in the wrong way. The label says the song was recorded in 43. Yeah, it is weird how candid they are. Yeah, I would, like, if I were some of these people, I would never be this nice to the police. Not, like, rather forthcoming. Like, if I were that, like, the people just, like, telling us that they murdered them and stuff. Like, it's very, bizarre. I don't know. Who am I to judge? Did I not turn the music on? I feel like I did. Yeah, it's there. Gonna start? Alright, what up there, Hardy?
It's you again. What is it?
Claudia says she wasn't raped. Speak to the assault victim. Gained experience plus 10. Fuck! The big man's eyes in veins bulged. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted. Suggestion, medium success, 15 out of 10. You've hit her nerve. Titus is furious. No more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed. For the record, she steps in forcefully. Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her. Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He turns back to you. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea. She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you. Yes, she's crazy, you know, the rat-faced man says. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up. Crazy? What are you talking about? She's very lucid. She wasn't raped. The lieutenant's voice is beginning to betray his agitation. The witness's statements were very clear. Lawman, he said through clenched teeth, I am at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. Physical instrument, medium success, 11 out of 10. His hands become fists. And you went and pushed her. Something breaks in him. He takes a step closer and says, I am going to fucking... Titus Hardy! Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot. Authority, medium success, 10 out of 10. Success. Titus backs off. Fist down, everybody. Physical instrument, medium success. Goddamn, no one tells you to put your fist down. Evrart personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood? Suggestion, easy success. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command. Look, Copper. The tattooed man snaps his fingers to get your attention. We know the dead fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. He turns to Titus, who's still breathing heavily. What's the harm, right? Here, jerkwad. He slams the audio tape on the table. Listen to this shit, and then come back and tell me the soldier of apocalypse was an innocent man. Oh, this guy was the soldier of the apocalypse. Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me. You don't care about evidence? His eye twitches. The fuck are you a cop for, then? Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They're fucking keeping score on their bulletin boards. I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about. So what's on this tape? What's on it? We call it Door Gunner. The Door Gunner Mega Mix. You'll know why once you listen to it. Where did you get this tape? You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? URCM aren't the only ones around here who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that. You've bugged them? How? We have machines. He nods. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff. Understood. You listened in on their communications. He takes a little note. How long? Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons. Things got nice and quiet after that. It's a bad joke. Ugh. Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then? It's not advanced, the heavy man wheezes. You're just holed up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there. Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work. The chief picks his beer back up to offer a silent toast. Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit. Where can I listen to this? I'm sure we can find the tape player, the lieutenant whispers. Where can I listen to this? He mocks you. Why don't you try shoving up your ass, genius? Yeah, play with your ass, cocksucker. His voice echoes like a thunder in a small room. I'm not sure we can find the tape player. I'm sure we can find the tape player. It's not a problem. He repeats calmly in a hushed voice. Interfacing, easy, success, 9 out of 9. Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken. That's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation. Don't forget your tape, lawman. He pushes the little tape towards you with his giant hand. Compliments of Titus Hardy. Fine, I'll listen to it. You do that, he says, adjusting his belt buckle. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday. I'm going to take off now. Alright, so we have a tape now. And there was a thing... Yeah, here's the tape. Magnetic tape acquired from Thomas Hardy. It supposedly holds a recording of the Mercenary Task Force radio communications recorded via decryption solution. Not a good omen. Requires a boombox to play. There's one in the pawn shop. I just don't remember how much it was. Dorgun or Megamix. Oh, Lena's still here. I don't think we have anything to say to her right now, though. Let's go check that pawn shop. And then I think we probably want to check in on Joyce. Oh. Let me make sure that something's not getting ruined here. Okay, that's fine. That is still doing the stupid thing it was doing before. Come on, anti-abuse system, kick on. Blah, blah. Here we go, pawn shop. Woo woo woo. What's woo woo wooing us? I'm missing the context marbles. The trumpets. Oh yeah, I used to play trumpet. Like a lot. Oh, I finally got it back from my parents' house. I'm thinking about picking it up again, but it's so loud, and you have to, like, practice at it for so long to get back into good shape. I'll think about it. I did enjoy playing. I want to buy that boombox. I'm 7 real short. Can I play a tape on one of the boomboxes real quick? Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now. Can I get a discount on the boombox? A police discount? A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real. Do you play an instrument, Marbles? Suggestion. Medium. Success. 15 out of 10. Just don't ask him for the smallest amount. You'll insult him. The others will work. Okay, so suggestion is saying don't ask him for 4. Let's make it 8 real. Actually, yes, let's. 8 is an even better number than 12. Even more internal balance. He observes the light on the wall and adds, better integrity too. Alright, that's all. Let's go sell these bottles. How many bottles do I have in here? Tools. Bag. 27 bottles. That's 540. Which if we add to this is just enough. Alright, let's go sell our stuff. You teach music. Interesting. So what do you play? I mean, I assume if you teach music, you have to know how to play a little bit of everything, but usually people are an expert in 1 or 2 things. Piano? That's always the first guess. Piano, violin. Once you start getting into band instruments, guitar, piano, and voice. Guitar would have been a better second guess than violin. That makes sense. Awesome, man. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Back in the heyday. But it's been a while since those days. Oh, and Gory is stuck around. That's nice of him. Alright, here we go. Insert your bottles. 1 bottle 10 cents? I thought it was 1 bottle 20 cents. Shit. I'm 12 cents short. Okay, I can pawn one of the postcards I found. I don't want to, though. I feel like they might be useful for something. Okay, good. For a second I freaked out and thought I hadn't turned the recording back on, and I was like, ah, gosh, I'm trying a slightly different system. And the first system was just to turn it on and leave it alone, and this one's to turn it off in between every break, which is easier and makes editing easier, but freaking out, thought I'd forgotten. Ugh. Come on. Oh, nope. Went the wrong way around the thing. There's the old man again. Alright, in we go, in we go. Come on. Yeah, kick it on, kick it on. Promising. Alright, let's sell him some stuff.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I have something else to sell. I'll check my pockets, access your pawn menu. This postcard, Le Hardin, pawn 450. Alright, that's a good start. Continue. Alright, I don't have anything else to sell at the moment. There we go. And now we go to this, and we can buy it. Thanks for the discount, man. Here's the money for the boombox. And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes. Oh, sweet. That should mean we're able to interact now. Where is the tool? Tape player. Interact. The Great Door Gunner Megamix. The porta-reel is just what you needed. The reel is attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. Play the tape. The Great Door Gunner Megamix. You push commencer, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air. This isn't Radishal, a man's voice says. This is a fucking village, and I can almost see the elephants. Another loud screech. Some kind of machinery. The harbor. The lieutenant takes out his notebook. That's the sound of the Kvalsund crane. The Great Door Gunner Megamix. More static. When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna rent a room, Cordy. A real nice one. This part is unintelligible. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rave that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dancer whore upstairs. Do it Cohoy style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth. A click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty. The lieutenant pressed the button marked Arrêter on the porter reel. The tape stopped spinning. What was that at the very end? Silence. Ended recording. What do you think? It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave and then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. I agree. He also sounded inebriated. Still, the lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion. It's pretty core. Medium success, 11 out of 10. There's more going on here than we know. Who's this Cordy? Cordy could be short for Courtenaire, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. What's Cohoy? A village on the Semerin Isola in South Safra. Grad committed war crimes there. The kind of thing he talks about. You think he was there? Who knows? Maybe the tattoos will have an answer. We would need to know the story of the men's service. Okay then, what now? Remove the tape. I think we've got a few more questions for class yet, don't you? He looks around. This seems to contradict your testimony, at least to some degree. The Great Door Gunner Megamix. As you check out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. Empathy, medium success, 12 out of 10. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even. I wonder if this is sellable. So now we gotta go talk to Klasia. Okay, run. Oh, wow, what a neck crack. Let's have another one of these lozenges as we run over. By the third little session of the night, I always get a little drug for having to read all this stuff. It's the downside of playing such a narrative game. Also, I think I found a good game or pair of games for us to look at when I get done with this. Cheers, Ikatar. Oh, I should probably get rid of this tape. What are they? Just recolaments. In here. Let's take the boombox off. It's not really our style right now. Any other bottles? No, thank you. I'm gonna have to sell more stuff in order to afford rent tomorrow. I already paid today's at least. Yeah. Quiet night, but lots of forward progress in the investigation. Again, this room is so small. Why does it have its own map?
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
TARDIS Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape. She puts her coffee cup down. Perception, hearing, easy, success, 9 out of 9, with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table. Empathy, medium, success. This does not surprise her, 12 out of 11. Diddy, a smile flits across her face. I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me. On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target. Where did they get this recording exactly? It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough. She arches her brow. Does he say he's going to do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Those are the exact words he used. Yeah, that was practically his pickup line. She picks the cup back up. A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant. 12 out of 10. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verve of doing it Kohoi style? Kohoi was mentioned. He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It was in his everything. Why say things like that? Machismo? Yes, he was bragging. Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things, then integrated them into his idea of normalcy to keep on living until they just sort of turned into his, she thinks. What's the word I'm looking for? Persona? Running joke. I was gonna say running joke, and it sounded like you didn't even get the good bits. Laylee's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yusat all rolled into one person, then cast in Oranyese ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower. Empathy, challenging, success, 12 out of 12. When he says he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like a deeply channeled man. Hold on, he said he was mentally done. Sounds like a broken man to me. Well, she smiles. Maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality. Weren't you afraid? Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up, Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? Here in Martinez, I mean? No, we were too busy laying waste our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed, she thinks, he seemed happy, I guess, at ease, as much as a man like him could be. Suggestion, medium, success, 15 out of 10. There's a small measure of pride in her, that she could quell the rage in such a being. Thank you for clearing that up, miss. He turns to you. Whenever you're ready, I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now. She takes a very small sip of coffee and smiles. Let's leave. Alright. Yeah, if we're going to ask her a personal question, it's going to be just the two of us. I'm not getting involved with that with Kim. Also, it seems that hitting on her wasn't so bad of an idea. And going Soldier of the Apocalypse style appears to be apparently being the cop of the apocalypse rung well with her, we'll put it that way. It's interesting. And back out. This whole thing is just running through doors. Nope. Talk to Titus about the door gunner Megamix. Man, we are nailing these quests, guys. We are making it through. Ooh, my shoulders. They're much more sore than I realized.
It's you again. What is it?
So I talked to Klassia about the tape. And nothing. She stands by what she said. That fucking fucker. He stares at his beer for 2 seconds intently and then to you. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape. Gold? It was just locker room talk. That's not evidence. It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything. It didn't change her mind. It was bad. Honestly, I expected it to have more effect. She pretty much laughed it off, Titus. It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything, and it didn't change her mind. Dark? Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her. He shakes his head in disbelief. Suggestion, medium success, 15 out of 11. Sounds like you wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal. What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo? She did not say whoop-de-doo. It did not come as a surprise to her. She definitely wasn't scared. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. If anything, she seemed turned on by the whole door gunning thing. She said she would like to be a little door gunner herself if she could. Yeah, I don't like the phrase locker room talk. Like, I think that it has a not... I think that there's a way to use it that doesn't imply totally terrible stuff, but it has forever been tainted by the 2016 election. And is, like, while there are certain things that, like, make sense in that word, there's only a very small subset of them that is, like, fine or appropriate. Most things described by that are not all right. And there are many things which aren't all right and aren't that, which are people try and, like, glom in there. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. Yeah, I agree with you on 2. I don't know that I agree with you on 1, Yukatar. Yeah, it is a weak way to justify crappy behavior. I agree with that. I do think that there is a... I'd have to think about it more specifically, but I really do think that there is a very... What's the right... Did somebody subscribe? No. It said 1 subscriber. I was like, what? What's going on? I think that's just presently. I think that there is, in the same way that when you go to a lecture hall, there's a certain subset of speech that you expect, and it's not that you couldn't behave that in other ways. It's definitely more commonplace and more acceptable. I think that, like, the same could be said of, like, for example, I mean, when you think about locker rooms, you think about, like, sports teams or whatever. Like, there's a certain type of banter among people, like, with whom you consistently, like, physically engage. Which is, like, a little bit different than regular talk. But I agree. Most of the time, it's not used well. Seems like what it really should be is talking about the game or whatever. Locker rooms are for teams before, during, and after a game. Yeah, that's kind of it. And the kinds of things that are related to that. Like, for example, if I, like, had, like, a really gross, like, scab or something, like, that's a kind of thing that would be, like, locker room talk, where there's a context, like with my sports team, where everyone's interested and wants to talk about it, and there's a context, the real world, where it's gross and nobody ever wants to hear or talk about it, right? And that's, like, a benign thing. But, you know, in general, I hear what people are saying. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. Yes, in fact. The lieutenant looks at him and at you. I think she thought it was a little funny. Funny? Titus mumbles, his lips barely moving. No good goddamn psycho whore. All right, he slams his giant fist on the doorframe. Oh, fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking... Please, try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus. Her voice is a bit softer than earlier. Task complete. Doorgunner Megamix. Gained experience plus 10. Titus rubs his chin with his palm, as if trying to grind it smooth. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawmen? Physical instrument, medium success, 11 out of 11. Women are crazy, irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump. I think this is personal for you. I think this is personal for you. I think you had feelings for her. Pfft. Glenn explodes in indignation. Everyone's got feelings for each other. Where are you going with this? It's all right, Glenn. He rubs his temple. I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently I was wrong. Yeah, that was fucked up. He smiled sympathetically. Plus 5 experience gained. He wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him. I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. He shakes his head. It's cool now. Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened? I already told you. He puts his giant face in his hands and sighs. We fucking hanged him. Empathy, easy success, 12 out of 8. There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent. Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember? He closes his notebook. I know you're tired. Why don't you just... You know what? He gets closer. I am tired. I'm tired of you, them, and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said fuck off. He throws his beer can down. That lying, scamming... We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah. There's a silence in the room. Elaine starts saying something, then thinks it best not to. What is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. He looks around. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union. Why don't we make it 40, huh? The man shouts from behind the counter. Why don't we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough. 100 beers. Now we're talking. Glenn Lyman's up. Hoppity hop. Over here, cafeteria man. Electrochemistry. Medium. Success. 12 out of 10. The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they'll be. I want to talk about the hanging again. Convince Titus he's being manipulated. Let me see if I can mess with rhetoric. I feel like I have glasses or something that mess with that. Something, close, rhetoric. Maybe not. Maybe I don't. Let's make sure I'm not going to botch myself here, though. This has -1 rhetoric, so we'll take it off. Good check. And let's put a shirt back on. Did you check the window behind them? I did. It said it was not the time, but that is on the list. Thank you, Gory. Let's look. Perception, sight, heroic. All right, let's see if perception. Perception. Anything else? Nothing else seems like it should have perception. I don't think there is. All right, let's check it. Look out the window. Mysterious door scene. You've been here for a long time. Heroic failure. Nothing. Just the black tangles like the hair of an old woman. Motionless. The wind in the yard doesn't reach the hawthorn, nor does the light come in from this window. The time is ripe. It is ripe, Gory. And yes, nothing.
It's you again. What is it?
All right, 17%. So we improved a little bit. Understood why Titus is upset. Warned about the tribunal. Discussed 8th Hardy. Confronted about drug trade. We've improved a lot. Let's talk about the hanging again, see if there's anything. Again, just get the dead guy's autograph since you're his biggest fan. Burst of laughter in the room. Okay, there's nothing else. Convinced Titus he's being manipulated. Heroic, failure, rhetoric. 10 out of 15. Glacia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good. You guys are always telling me they're good and then they aren't. Those are the other guys. My shit is solid gold. You can trust me. Can I? All these ideas look bad. Oh, you don't like these arguments? Let's see you come up with your own then. Come on, everyone's waiting. Where are they? Empathy, medium, success, 12 out of 10. Why is Goldmouth mean to him? Something is wrong. It doesn't look like he's succeeding. Okay, man, it's clear you're being played like a fiddle. Playing imaginary fiddle. I know what's wrong here. I've been wronged too. I got this fucking dark shadow over my heart. Yeah, we're not gonna tell a little story about Kim, that's for sure. I've been wronged. I don't wanna antagonize them too much. They're about to throw in the towel anyways. What the hell are you talking about? As I awakened into this world, something came with me, an ancient sadness. I got fucked by some chick, fuck real bag. Look around, cop, he spreads his arm. These men are dock workers. They don't want to hear about your psycho circus. I don't know, boss. I'm always up for another suicide attempt. Yeah, me too. I'm always up to see a cop cry. You won't hear it, the lieutenant intervenes. That's enough for the circus now, officer. Let's do procedural questions, or even, he nods towards the exit. Why not take a little breather? Damaged morale, 1. These working class oafs don't know how to talk about feelings. You shouldn't have opened up to them, or anyone. I'm gonna take off now. Cool, so if they get too drunk, we can't talk to them, which is unfortunate. What else do we have? So we have another 3.5 hours until we can go look at the smoker on the balcony, because he'll know some stuff. Yeah, the window is still nothing. Let's check our little manual here. Get the whole story from Titus. Yeah, we gotta convince him. How close are we to the next level up? Oh, we have a skill point. Okay, what did we just... Let's see, what's stuck here? Done. Is it this? It should be here. Yeah, map, there it is. Oh, we can check out this again. Yeah, composure, perception, interfacing, composure, physical instrument, rhetoric, conceptualization, logic, encyclopedia, electrochemistry, physical instrument, volition, conceptualization, perception, physical instrument, volition, rhetoric. Perception for window and fridge, rhetoric for Titus. Yeah. Although we can go talk to Joyce, and this says white. It says we can try it again. Can we? Already? What changed? Nothing changed.
It's you again.
No, it's
what
locked.
is it?
Why is that wrong? Yeah, okay, let's go talk to Joyce. I know she's your favorite Merbles. We'll talk to Joyce. We haven't talked to her all evening. Oh, that's what's happening. Guys, it's been a month since you subscribed with Twitch Prime. That's why my subscriber count went from 3 to 0 over the course of this thing. Which, to be clear, you don't have to do. I don't need the money. It's not a big deal. But if you're not doing anything else with it, I mean, it's free. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. As I run here to do... Oh, the ocean. Is there anything? We're looking for bottles. We gotta beef up. Something. Baby monkey, riding backwards on a pig. Oh, see you, Gory. I hope I see you next week, man. Empathy, medium, success. He'd probably like if you encourage him. Enjoy the game. Have fun streaming. That was cute, Gory. Have a good night. Nice meeting you. Hopefully I'll see you around. And if not, no worries. Enjoy life.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in. Yeah, she's rich. This reality? She pulls her hood closer around her neck. It's related to the... no time to explain. Just give me the lowdown. No, but please, a little context. We're not in such a hurry. It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality. Ah, yes, the episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it. She puts down her thermal cup and looks at you. Don't be phased, madam. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality. We may be here a while, then. She takes a long sip of tea. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can. Hey, Ikutar with the Prime sub. 2 in a row. There it is. Suggestion, easy, success. All right, you're in. First, begin with the first one. You'll appear worldward. Where are we? We're in Martinaise, baby. Baby? A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover. Pay it no heed. I'm a disco holdover myself. Ha! She smiles. Aren't we all? Mm-hmm. And what is Martinaise? Martinaise is a district of Revachol. She looks around, her green raincoat flapping in the wind. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbor, north of the 881 and Jamrock. It would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. She shrugged. It has its charms, just not this time of year. You mentioned a sea. What sea is this? It's not really a sea. It's the Bay of Revachol, and the bay feeds into the ocean. Are we near the ocean? Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic. Inland Empire, medium success, 12 or 10. Vast, lukewarm, and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight. What is the name of this island? Caillou. Oh, Eric, your favorite. She looks at the water. Imagine a pebble, a smoothed-over petal amidst a great blue ocean. Misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinaise district. Empathy, easy success, 12 or 8. It is clear this pebble is of an enormous value to her. Okay, that's Martinaise. What about Revachol? Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city. What kind of city is Revachol? The great kind. Inland Empire, medium success, 12 or 10. As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism. A fact. What makes Revachol great? History, detective. They built the city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries. Okay, who built this city? The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Semenine and Ilmara, depending on your creed. When was Revachol built? In the DeLorean century, 380 years ago. And why will it resolve history? They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. Why here? We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. She smiles. It's where the money is. So we're pretty much at the center of the world. Oh, we're quite a way off. About, she points across the water where the skyscrapers rise. Plus I've experienced games. 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That smoldering iron is the Bank of the World building. The bottom of the floors are Insercom, Coalition Government, Insulindian Missionary Command. Look to the sea. Silence. She lowers her hand. Inland Empire, trivial success, 12 to 6. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. Shivers, easy success, 11 and 8. There is no recognition. only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. Say nothing, observe the large body of water swelling. Cold. Thought gained. Jamais vu. Derealization. She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence. Slowly. Inland Empire. 12 out of 8. Easy success. This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you? Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown. This has been informative. Thank you, man. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner, has many more questions to ask. He turns to you about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am? Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term. You're right, Lieutenant. I'll continue later. He nods. It's better not to eat all your candy at once. Indeed. I am always at your service. What times are these? What is his acute encephalopathy? What is... Think of something close to you. RCM Kim debriefed Esprit de corps. Okay, we can improve that with clothes. Conceptualization impossible. Reach for something fundamental. That's all for now. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare. You have? She smiles, carefully. And how did you like Mr. Clare? Physical instrument. 10 out of 11. Finally, time to choose sides. I didn't. He's a beautiful man. Beautiful and just. Everard Clare is a hero of the workers' movement. He is a champion I've sworn fealty to. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. I can do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable. He's not the champion I have chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you and the cause of capital. It's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. All right, folks, we're gonna vote here. I feel like this is an important thing. New poll. Caps locks on. Alignment. With the union. With the corp. Don't align. What are we gonna do, guys? Where are we gonna align? With the union is Everard Clare. I suppose we could also say I didn't. Maybe that's neither. Or we're taking a second here. We can look at Jamais vu. Look at this cool like face. Revachol Special Administrative Region, the Caillou, the Insulindian Ocean, Coalition Government, Insulindian Mission Command, name after name, and none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Shruvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hands reaching out for them. Scratch at the corner, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important thought of all the thoughts. The one you truly must complete. Yeah, let's internalize this. It doesn't... Temporary research bonus, none. Wow, it is tied. You guys, why is everything tied? Ikotar, are you manipulating the chat so that it's always tied every time? Alright, that's going... Get a reality lowdown. Keep asking George question about brutality or return later. She'll be here whenever you need the info. Apparently we do good cop, bad cop 12 times. Honor 0 times. We've been a moralist 5 times, an ultra-liberal once, a communist 2 times, and a fascist 0 times. Boring cop 0, sorry cop 6, apocalypse cop 2, superstar cop 3. So we're catching up. Superstar cop was none before that. Haha, okay, that's good to know, Ikotar, about the Vus. It's tied. I'm just going to say I didn't, because I didn't like him. He was slimy. Who is this? Sorry, just got pinged. We're good? I didn't. Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, she answers her own question. Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic. Worm-like corruption. Reaching into the bowels of the earth. She looks at the ground and nods. The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand the RCM does not pick sides. Of course, and I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. She turns to you. However, you feel like discussing something. All three are loan phrases from French, often described as the opposite of déjà vu. Jamais vu involves a sense of eeriness and the observer's impression of seeing the situation for the first time, despite rationally knowing that they have been in the situation before. Wikipedia. Yeah, I've had that every once in a while. I vividly remember when I was younger, I was playing soccer, and I was in between the midfield line and the top of the penalty box, like here or so. And the ball was passed to me, and I stopped, and I looked, and I felt like I was looking at like a strategic soccer situation. Like I'd played soccer for years and years at this point, but I just looked, and it felt like a puzzle. Like I needed to figure out what to do. And it didn't feel like there was no, like, I just was so struck by like the windswept and the sun and like the arrangement of the players. And then somebody came up and stole the ball, but I just sort of like froze. It was very bizarre. And it just felt, it felt like my first time seeing that situation, rather than like the bajillionth time I tried to like cross the ball across from the front of the penalty box. Basically, it was very weird. How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be, she smiles, gossiping. Electrochemistry, medium, success, 12 or 10. Tell her, she'll like you for it. Horrific necktie. Yes, your disgusting tie agrees completely. Let's gossip. I helped him turn up the heat on the borscht. Did you now? She's intrigued, a little confused. What sort of borscht is he making? He's making it to keep the strikers drunk. Helps them strike. The strike brew, she nods. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it? Nope, you misunderstand. I turned the knob like this. Turn the heat down. Plus I've experienced game. Beyond curious. I will choose to interpret that as you turning the alcohol in the strike brew down for the sake of our professional relationship. And because I don't like the idea of them any more drunk than they already are, she nods. What else? Do we tell her about the gum? I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind. Go, little abuse system, go. We're leveling off at higher and higher levels. It's nice. Of course, detective. She simmers down. Should something come up later, down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with? Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? What we do? I'm afraid I can't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. So what do they do? The Pines' core competency is logistics, container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. She points to the small dots on the horizon. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. Then to the east, towards the harbor. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms. Suggestion, challenging, success, 14 out of 12. She enjoys talking about the company. It would not hurt to inquire more. How much money does Wild Pines have? I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. So they're huge. Encyclopedia, medium failure, 6 out of 11. A billion? What exactly is a billion? It's a number, officer. A big one. What is it made of? It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands. Wow. 20 billion is a large company, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility. Where does Wild Pines get all these billions? They started as an exploration and cargo fleet, conducting trade between the Samoran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pines ships explored the South Seminoes and charted Lo Manthing on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrests to reemerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. What does such a huge system want with a place like this? You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? She gives you a little smile. Who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? 8% of all cargo in the world? That's quite the endeavor indeed. Thought gained to the 15th Indo tribe. She nods forcefully. There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs. The world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen. Suggestion, easy success, 14 out of 8. With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone. Got some more questions about reality. We're just going to ask her right now. Let's put on our esprit de corps stuff. We have more esprit de corps things. 1 second, this goes on. I think I heard something happen at my door. Okay, let's check these for esprit de corps. Esprit de corps. Okay, we're good. All right. Talk to her.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, my front door's closed. Yeah. Question about reality. What is this? Think of something close to you. 58%. So we just need to roll a 6. Easy. Let's feel for it. Check success. Esprit de Corps, legendary. Success, 17 out of 14. We fucking nailed it. 6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at the rapid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emile Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset and Martinet." "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook said, finger on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emile." He pulls on it slowly now. "He'll find it again. We always do." "What am I?" "You? You're an officer of the RCM," she says energetically. "The Revachol Citizens Militia?" "Preciso. Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?" "Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, detective." "Yes." The lieutenant steps in to make a gesture encompassing you both. "We are the Revachol Citizens Militia." "You said de facto?" "Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin." What do you mean? "The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer, and Ailments Acts. 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital." "All 3 are good to know." The lieutenant looks up from his notes. "When we're out policing." So I'm basically going to avoid this subject and ask the next question on the line. So I'm basically one of the good guys? There's nothing basic about your role, detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. She leans in. An aliment is a piece of food. Aha, okay, fair enough. Yet on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of yours. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative, she smiles. They will never forgive you. That's somewhat of an exaggeration, the lieutenant interjects. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it, he coughs. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Huh, good to know about that San Francisco eatery, Ikatar. Interesting. Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol, ma'am. In Revachol. Thank you, ma'am. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I am here to help. She bows and smiles. What times are these? These are unimportant times, detective. She puts her finger on her lips, then points at you. You and I were born after the dust settled, 1,000th of a second too late. Too late for what? For the big time. Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. Half late, medium success, 10 out of 10, the smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind. You've got a predatory streak. All men are predators, dear. Nothing much to be done about that. It's all a matter of where you get to file your teeth. What's the big time? The revolution, she says. Ha! And what is this revolution I keep hearing about? It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next. Who gets shot in the head and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle. Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out? Ayo, call back. Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing interspecies warfare. And the apes, were they evil? No, I would say the apes were neutral. She looks at you, her gaze sharp. Okay, neutral. +5 experience gained. On the other hand, she turns north to the bombed-out buildings lining the waterfront, then shivers slightly. Empathy, challenging, success, 12 or 12. No, the tiny apes are doing all they can to be better. It's not their fault. Who got shot in the head? Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Empathy, medium, success, 12 and 11. She's not gloating. It's a relieved celebration. Oh, and the anarchists, too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed. Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back? Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people. That's a tragedy. Yes, the Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they called it. Anyone else shot in the head on the opposing side? Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. She shakes her head. Just as well. He wasn't actually the king, just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. Yeah, that is coward. Like, if you're gonna be in charge, like, I suppose there are circumstances where abdication makes sense, but in general, like, when you have a position, you owe yourself to the duties of that cowardly king. I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing, so he got out alive, and his nephew Frizzell got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderful fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time. Who got the mineral rights? The liberals got the mineral rights. She looks up to the sky, then the inland at the crumbling city. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. And by liberals, you mean... Liberals are usually middle-class people, detective, or remaining gentry, the beneficiaries of the pre-revolution arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy, big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well. How did the liberals win it all? They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember? If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to? To foreign intervention, the coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. Wait, you just said the liberals already took everything. The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. She stomps a rubber-footed boot. The ocean, the laws, and the people. Who are the coalition? The coalition of nations. Grad, Meth, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clef, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do. Empathy, medium, success, vote of 10. There's a bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause. The moralists believe in keeping with everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as others do. They are long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. Physical instrument, medium, success, 11 out of 10. The rulers of Revachol, and also the world. These guys are strong. This is their zone of control. They emboldened the RCM with the crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist. Let's see. So let's think about this for a minute. Let me give the lowdown on where I am. So it seems like moralism is saying, don't shake up society too much, because if you keep things stable, you can make things better for everyone, so even the people in the lower class benefit, versus people that are revolutionary and want to change the systems of government are saying that the people on the top deserve to be on the bottom, and vice versa. Now, we had the Kingdom of Conscience before, so I don't know that 3 is what we want to do here, Marbles. It is a funny line, though. If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am, and also not. It's missing a couple words in there, but yeah. I think of the two things, I think if you look at recent history, crime rates have gone down, average standard of living has gone up, like general well-being has gone up, technology has progressed. The morals deny that people are suffering, or if they are, it's their fault. Oh, is this the, like, if you work hard, nothing in the world, like, circumstances don't affect you at all? Like, yeah, I don't agree with that, but I do sort of agree with, like, the measured sense that, like, there are some things where it would be better to start from scratch and completely overhaul the systems. But I don't think that most of the things in our society are that way. Let's think about our character. He's empathic. If he's empathic, then he wouldn't like that people were being ignored. But we don't like the Union. They seem like brashly unfair. Like, they seem like just a more They seem like there's less like rule of law and more just like overt corruption, and that seems to be the opposite of moralism. I think I'm gonna say yes on this one. I think that's where I've landed. I'm not sure entirely because like the stuff is fairly dense, but let's stick with here and see where we get. Not just technically, practically as well. I like what I've heard about these people. A devout man of the center, she nods. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting, in your line of work, I mean. When was this kerfuffle? The turn of the century revolution? She smiles mischievously. Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isola of Grad, though by the end nearly the whole world had gotten involved. Who started it? It wasn't a who, but a what? A pandemic of Zarath. Is that like Wrath of the Tsar? Zarath, a particularly virulent prion disease. Oh no, Zarath is a prion disease, got it. Which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government. What did this Zarath do? It made people overthrow their governments. Wow, really? Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark. Where did it spread from there? From Revachol and Grad, not far, the world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. That was the end. So an 8-year war. Why, you and I, officer, she spreads her arms, a raincoat flapping in the wind, our lives in the zone of control. Inland Empire, medium success, 12 out of 10. Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie, a pair of pants. Our lives are very different from each other. No doubt, but we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you'd think. What is the zone of control? A city-state divided into free market zones, under the everlasting interregnum of the coalition of nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia. Esprit de corps, medium success, 12 out of 10. The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill, precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage. The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune. What happened in the rest of the world? Modernity. They developed the marvels of inter-isolary communication, telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade. It's been like this for how long exactly? 43 years. Hard to fathom, I know. That makes sense. '08 to 51. What have we been doing all that time? The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to 19 was simply hell. And after that? The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere. Were they? +5 experience gained. No, it was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash. An Isola-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are, she curtsies. Man, so much of this stuff is so relevant. And this game came out last year, so it couldn't have known about the pandemic. But quantitative easing, I used to work for Bank of America as an intern, and there were a lot of opinions about quantitative easing the summers that I was there. The summer of 13 would have been the first one. That was when the federal government decided it was going to it's going to basically inject cash into the market by buying corporate bonds. Yeah, people were worried about exactly this. That drove interest rates down, which made lending money not very profitable, but it made getting money lent and use it it made incurring debt to take on business risks low cost. So they were trying to stimulate the economy by doing that. I think that they've stopped quantitative easing, but the interest rates are still really low. People are worried about it. It's been 5 years now. Task complete. Get a reality load on. Gain experience +70. Level up. Welcome to reality, baby. Empathy, medium success, 12 out of 11. From the looks of it, the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it in her eyes. Days slipping away. You don't seem to be thrilled. I've no right to be dissatisfied, she shakes her head. This shirt is Barbara Moskova. The raincoat is impervious to rain and is guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just... She looks at the crumbling tenements, paint reflecting from the stone. Her voice is almost wistful. We could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we'd played it right. What would you have done differently? Good question, she cranes her neck. What would you have done differently? I I asked you, who are you on this? And I asked you, pashless detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given you? Half-light, medium success, 10 out of 10. Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing. Sounds like Zarath or if you were mad, it would have killed more. 400 million, if that's what it took. Would have made off with the mineral rights. Yeah, this sounds like a positive thing. I would have thought a medical solution. Sounds like Zarath drove these people mad. Shivers, medium success, 12 out of 10. A cold creeps up your spine, reaching its tendrils up your neck towards the back of your head. So a quarter of humanity, she calculates, simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago? With some hygiene, modest social care, and perhaps a little research program. Liquidate the rabid Paran-infested dogs who want to kill everybody with cleansing artillery fire. With privatized healthcare and a work ethic that does not turn your brain into sponge tissue. With some hygiene, modest social care, and perhaps a little research program. The wind stops, and for a moment there's silence. The world's most laughable centrist. That's not an achievement I was super happy with. The charge dissipates into the dark water. All is quiet on the Martinez Inlet. There is peace in the heart. Good hygiene, really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. It's those sorts of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad. When they failed to step up, Mazov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate. The lieutenant puts down his notes for a moment. Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM. She turns to him. And what is your official position, Lieutenant? Suggestion, challenging, success, 13 out of 12. There's curiosity that goes unnoticed. The lieutenant takes a step back, absent-mindedly. My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir. Understandable, she nods. That's enough about the times. They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you wanted to know? Nah, we're going to chill on that. Actually, we're going to take a moment here and take a break. I'll be back in about 3 minutes, guys. Yeah? Sound good? Okie dokie. See you guys soon.